So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go. We are gonna be getting into our last qualifying match for the Taiwan-Hong Kong qualifiers. Now, a quick little recap though of everything that's been going on so far. We have already had how many participants join, and our confirmed qualifier winners have been Gogo Joey, Rex, Expect, Naxin, and I believe we are just. Oh, we also have gotten Sen at it and winning out against Cell 3-1. So this is gonna be our last one, ladies and gentlemen. We are waiting on right now to get into the invites. Invite, please. Where is our invites, guys? Hopefully we can get into the game. And it will be a best of 5. So just making sure that everything is a-okay. We do want to remind the guys that please don't leave us. This is what the casters are all about. Everyone is just like saying we are gonna be a big crew of people, that's for sure. But thank you guys for tuning on in here. And hey, it has been a great time to represent the Asian scene. Big shout outs to the loving Taiwan, Hong Kong, Japan community. And I really appreciate you guys actually supporting your favorite players. It really goes to show that the communities everywhere are very passionate in so many ways, and it seems like it is going to be high time to get into the action. Our first map is going to be confirmed very soon, and I think it will actually be, yes, so there we go. We have gotten confirmation, and we are going to be just typing it down real quick. Our first map is an oldie but a goodie, always something that you see pretty much picked up as much as possible, but sometimes it's banned because everyone knows how to play it so well. In any case though, it's gonna be time now to get into the fights, and our first map has been confirmed to be Eternal Empire. So Terran versus Zerg. It is now time to see who will be the one winning things out. Which one of these two Taiwan players are gonna be filling up that slot? So overall, I believe we have gotten 5 Taiwan players and then 1 Hong Kong player that have been confirmed to be moving on with the rest of the Taiwanese community. So yeah, 7 Taiwan, 1 Hong Kong. Not surprising whatsoever. Taiwan is its own scene and also a beautiful one. So kudos to you all there in the Taiwanese side. Really going for as much potential as possible, really doing all they can. Big shout outs also to Gogo Joey winning that one out, really impressing me, as well as, you know, I've been following the Hong Kong scene just a little bit more than everything else here in the qualifier, so really expected result right there. But now it is high time, maybe, just maybe, in our next qualifier, the Japanese scene can get the representation, but let's move into the match. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go again! It is now time for our qualifying match in the Taiwan-Hong Kong qualifier, and introducing first, here on the top right, it is gonna be the Blue Zerg, the man who has truly been patience incarnate. Saw in the chat, waiting for everything to happen, waiting for everything to unfold. He took down one of the best in Japan's side, Psyark 2-1, and this Zerg is hungry for revenge after losing out on qualifier number 1. It is our Blue Zerg, Yoger. And his opponents, here on the bottom left, this has been the dark horse of the tournament. I really feel like this guy has been a big surprise to many, including myself. It is gonna be our red Terran, the Little Wolf. Hey, if I may be wrong on that one, I'm surprised myself, and from now no, I've seen how Yoger has played. He is very scary to say the least, and if I remember correctly, he only lost out by just a little bit. It was a 3-2 scoreline, if I remember correctly, on the first qualifier, and he lost unfortunately against Sen on the second one, which meant that this is his last chance. He's really one of those players to keep an eye out, and this third player is very scary to say the least. If I remember correctly also, I was able to look him up before, and if he was one of the best, if not the best third player in the scene itself. Think about it though, he has been teamless for quite a while, been participating here and there in a number of WCS last year, and he also won the Blazing Series recently this year as well. In any case though, still for me, for littlewolf, looking to learn a lot more about his craft, a lot more about his play. He's gonna be sending out that Reaper already, but already 2 bases set up, and we also have the pool set there as well. Hatchery first, I believe, here from Yoger to play the macro game coming into this one. And we'll keep an eye out on the Reaper right now, scouting around as much as possible. So yeah, Yoger is like within the top 10, I believe, of the Taiwanese scene, and around top 250 overall, if I remember correctly. I think one of the best Zerg players from Taiwan, if I remember correctly, has to be some of the ones that came from the previous qualifiers, like Rex. That guy really impressed me. I also saw, who else was it? Who was it? I can't remember. Real Kuma was also pretty scary. But yeah, Yoger is someone I've been keeping an eye out through the whole qualifier, and it seems like he's getting that metabolic boost. In the meantime though, it's time for littlewolf to get that second base up and running, really giving chase to how many bases the Zerg has. You always have to be on the same economy as the Zerg and even more, just to make sure that you are going to be fine and dandy. On the other side, the Zerg always want to be ahead, hungry for battle, hungry for a lead, and greedy to really consume everything for the swarm. In any case, it's time for creep threat. Creep tumors are there already. 2 queens make that 3, and I've been seeing a lot of queen heavy builds lately, especially the fact that the range has been nerfed, so you do need a little bit more, because these gals rather, have to be more in precarious slots rather than being safe and sound. On the other side though, well, Terran has had a pretty good renaissance. This bio-based composition is just so strong in so many ways. It's really interesting when it was mech for a while being the strongest thing, and then it became bio again. So it really goes to show that classic players who know how to play that bio making a key difference, to say the least. I've seen those mech players transition to the bio, I've seen some mech players actually do really well with mech still. And I feel like for Terran, it's not about doing builds too much, it really is finding your own playstyle, which composition you're best at, and just refine yourself to the best degree, and if the meta agrees with you, then you're gonna be doing even better. Anyway, though, Stimpack is set, 111 is set up. We also have that command center, which is interesting because littlewolf does set up that 111, but he's not really setting up that third base as of yet. It's also completely useless until it becomes an orbital command so far, so that's what's happening. And I think he's anticipating something from Yoger. He's a little scared of those Zerglings just swarming into him in the first place, so he's making sure he has enough of these defenses, which are going to be the Hellions, to make sure that everything is going to be fine and dandy. But speaking of the Hellions right now, already moving northward through the terrain, through to the other side. It is going to be high time right now to get as much damage done yet again. Still the queens fending them off, trying to go for the wraparound, but already seeing the creep tumors basically saying, okay, we're not going to be able to get in position here, so Naga Tower instead. Good rally point. It's like a pit stop, but it's even shinier. Anyway though, Yoger right now on the top right still. It is going to be this queen trying to make sure everything is fine and dandy. Going for the spawn larva as much as possible. Still very important for every Zerg player to get their injects on. It's not even timings anymore, it's just that you have to leave it on in the first place. But anyway, Hellion gonna be coming on through to the left-hand side, and these queens is defending even more so. It's 3 base Mutaplay though, courtesy of Yoger. And then what will be the response here from the Terran? And yeah, it's just pretty much more bio again. Can't really go wrong with bio. There are just no better compositions right now, unless you really play some really cheeky antics to begin with. In any case though, these Hellions backing on at Zerglings right now, trying to come together, and we are going to be getting the hooks here from the Banelings to begin with. 3 base, Lings, and Yutas, always a strong composition to see. I really love seeing its mobility, its potential to really get some big busts on the way. Something to note it has been nerfed to a degree against armored units because of how the damage count of the Baneling now works. It's from 20 to plus 15, it has become 18 to plus 17. So it's still strong against units it's supposed to be strong against, but it's weaker against, well, tankier units. So throwing Banelings into walls and stuff, throwing Banelings into, well, armored units, it's not going to be as good as it was before, so you really have to be careful. But hey, in a scenario like this, Banelings are very happy to roll into a group of Marines. Anyway, +1 is coming online, and we are gonna get our first flock of mutas flying into the distance. We'll see though, it's gonna be moving on over to the left-hand side already, and Yoger will be trying to make sure that he can get the angle on in the first place. Get the disruption, come together as one. Make sure everything is fine and dandy already. The turret though shooting on upward, damage being done. Oh my god, what a Widowmine hit! But still, it isn't gonna be enough there. Big damage onto the mutas. Unfortunately though, isn't gonna be as spectacular as we expected. +1 though coming online, and it is high time for littlewolf to go on the attack and go on the engagements. So littlewolf, ready to go. wanted to bring out those Marines and wanted to make sure that he can set up in the first place. On the other side though, Yoger flying on the round with these Mutas, making sure he has an angle on in the first place. On the west side though, Marines right now cleaning up that circle yet again. Look at the creep thread here for Yoger. He's especially working into the horizontals as well as the vertical. He's covered half the map already with his creep. He's making sure that there's so many creep streamers for him to hold the line with. And Yoger right now with the scan, but these Marines gonna be looking for the cleanup crew already. Pushing on forward. Doesn't want to get caught out by the Zerglings and the Banes just in case. But on the other side, it's still gonna be a Ling run by as we have Yoger even sending in those Mutas. Damage being done as much as possible. This is gonna be Yoger right now, putting up a new hatchery down below. It's an aggressive expansion here for Yoger. He wants to get that rich freshman geyser to allow his Mutas to be even more efficient. On the other side also, taking the low ground will allow these Zerglings and these Banelings to have an easier time to swarm their opponents. And I think that is gonna be planned there. As soon as someone steps on the creep, it is gonna be a creep show here from the Lings and the Banes trying to roll on in. Seems like though for our Terran player, he just wants to hang back for the time being. Slow but steady push. Creep streamers are being built. Overseer right now, courtesy of the Yoger to get the detection, especially against those Widow Mines now ready with the invisibility thanks to the armory. +1 is online, so +2 is coming our way very, very soon. Push though coming on through, the Banelings trying to roll on in. Yoger right now, able to get a big hit into the front line, but only half of those Marines getting caught out in the crossfire. Still though, that was very effective there for Yoger. He was just able to get a good catch on in the first place. Some good numbers overall, and right here, right now, it's still Yoger and our Terran player Littlewolf pretty even, so it has to be Yoger trying to pull ahead on one or two departments. Will it be the army count though, or will it be the workers? I feel like for Yoger, he's just a little too busy right now trying to defend that he's not going for the big burst of drones. But with the fort base up and running, this should be really good here for the Zerg to keep up with the lead and keep up in a way that the Zerg is going to be happy and content with. In any case, we now gonna get caught. It's gonna be into play again. Yoger right now flying on in. These Banelings rolling on forward one more time. We'll see right here, right now, if Yoger can actually get another good bust to begin with. Drilling Claws though, a pretty good upgrade for the Widow Mines, even though it doesn't give invisibility anymore. It's that ×3, ×3 on the speed, on the arming, as well as the burrow. So it still makes a key difference here and there. On the other side though, mobility is key. Between the Banelings from both sides, Widow Mines again getting a good bust on, blowing up a few units there. It really goes to show that Yoger is just on point with all the map control in the world. There we go again though. Smack on down. Splash damage just not gonna be enough against those Mutas. And hey. In a scenario like this, we'll see how this is gonna pan out very, very soon. As here comes Yoger, creeping on forward even more so. Trying to make sure he can get the angle, he can get a catch onto any of these infantry to say the least. Shots not keeping on coming. The Terran pushing forward yet again. And so far, so good though. It seems like for Littlewolf, he's making sure that he's able to expand safely. He's making sure that he's holding his lines. But as I say that here, he was ready with the Overseer. And well, it's gonna be meeting the Thor. You don't really see this unit too often, but the anti-air capabilities of this mech unit doing as much as it can. Some SCVs though have gone down to say the least. But that was just very, very effectively done by Littlewolf. Whips out a Thor out of nowhere, some unit you wouldn't really expect in the first place. But hey, that's pretty interesting to say the least. I just love the variants. I love how the change up. And that is good. The Bane's right now cleaning up yet again. Marauder so quite tanky into this one, but the mine is set already. Here comes more and more of the Slings trying to come on through. With a big bulk of units. Courtesy of the Marines and Marauders holding the line, getting the guns ablazing, no fear there, making sure those Banes aren't going to be able to get in position whatsoever. So can the Banes penetrate? They're trying to get on through again. The Thor tanking those out, and you can see the start step there from Littlewolf to allow some of the Marines to survive. Push-pull antics. The Mutalisk cannot push through because of that lone Thor. And you can really see that it is a big pain in the ass in the first place. But here comes the Banelings trying to get on through again. Eventually the Thor will fall. The Medivacs are getting torn asunder as well from the Glaive Burns. The Marines are trying to stay alive and shoot upward. But overall, it is Yoger with the advantage there. He's able to clean that one up. This is going to be Littlewolf trying to build a little bit more. But in behind all of this, it's going to be tech time here for Yoger. +2 is going to be online very soon. Adrenal Glands is even a scarier upgrade, really making these speedlings as quick as can be. Here comes the Marines though, but still a good defense so far. The Extractor has fallen, so Yoger isn't going to be able to really maximize his best speed intake whatsoever. But these Marines right now going to get caught out, and here we go again. Off the creep, going for the push with the mines, going to be able to get the lock on and get that takedown. Here we go again though, big burst, courtesy of Littlewolf, and Yoger stepping on the high ground one more time. Safety zone is his name. What an exciting match so far. What a game. And it just really goes to show how interesting it can be. For now though, these Mutas out and about, Adrenal Glands still gonna be in production. +3/+3 though here from littlewolf can make a key difference. Unfortunately for Yoger, he's a little hesitant to go for his own +3 because of his gas tank right now. Still though, Baneling's being morphed in. The Queen now gonna get got out in position, trying to go for those creep tumors. Marauder will get that shut down there. On the other side though, on the south side, opportunity here for Yoger to get a really good crippling blow onto this base. Beautiful positioning though with supply depots, trying to make an opening here and there. Widowmine right now getting the shot on yet again. 12 kills with one big burst. But these Banelings are playing patiently, and now we'll go for the bust on down. Going for the chase as much as possible, looking to get into the third itself. Two SCVs have fallen out of mess there, but this is gonna be a well-bred run here for Yoger as he's going for the rotation again. Able to get the smackdown this time onto those Marines. The Medivacs are saying, get the hell out of here. There is no way anyone's gonna survive. Beetle is even tanking out those Widow Mines. And what an engagement there for Yoger. Just a small little instance where he took advantage of the distraction and he was able to get a really good surround and clean that one up very, very well executed. And this is only the first game, ladies and gentlemen. It really feels like this game can go the long haul. Finally, the +3s are coming here from Yoger. And the only thing I would expect right now from Yoger is this. The Ultraless Cavern. It's the best addition to you once you know your Lings are doing all they can but still not enough to finish the fights. Ultras can be kited, sure, but they are very imposing. They are very hulking and they are very strong units in the front line. Now, unfortunately for littlewolf, he is getting hampered like crazy. He's lost 10 SCVs there onto that third base. There we go again with the damage being done. It's something to note, he hasn't really gone for another door into this one. It was a little bit of a surprise factor earlier on, but now with the tech lab here, I don't think it's gonna be complementing anything anytime soon. Love to see him go for the double pump with the mines instead. Still some really good units overall. And maybe just add a few more things to the mix. Maybe some Liberators, or maybe some Battle Cruises actually is something he can think about into the long run. But of course, since he's playing the bio-based infantry, he's gonna be committed onto all these upgrades. And there we go with the Thorn again. That's what we were talking about, trying to go for the anti-air capabilities against the Mutas. And the Thor surviving against the Banelings apparently does do enough to stay alive. Now, in all honesty, it really isn't going to be the biggest addition there if he does go for a little bit of airplay. Sticking on with some real good micro might be the best thing right now for littlewolf. He can really impose, he can really just catch out his opponent if he can, especially if he gets rid of the Banelings a lot earlier. But there are a lot of food for thoughts, maybe something a little extra to add up to the collection. In any case though, I don't expect a mech switch, I don't expect a tech switch whatsoever. It is gonna be another brawl with the Zerglings and the Banelings. It's pretty much pure StarCraft at its finest. There we go with the mine again, getting the hits, but these Banelings are rolling on in. Can the Medivacs get the save? And oh my god, what a Widow Mine shot there! That is just absolutely astronomical there, courtesy of littlewolf. And this is now Yoger's time to shine. He's gonna be pushing on forward, has the advantage. 13 SCPs though have fallen on the other side there. And it really goes to show there's going to be more and more damage so far, but we'll stay under the front lines right here, right now, as Yoger is trying to keep things up. Baneling so, trying to get a pop on, beautiful stuff, courtesy of the Widowmine again. And it's just hop, skip, and a jump here from the side of littlewolf. He is just pushing forward with the advantage right now, 100 to 65. And this is what I was talking about. I was spitballing ideas here and there, but in the end, keeping up with the micro, getting some beautiful hits with the Widow Mines are all he needs. This one Ultra trying to do all he can and more. Muta's gonna be staying on the south side, but the Marines are still holding line as much as possible. Overall, it is gonna be high time right now for littlewolf to get the push on yet again, doing all he can and more. Banelings right now rolling on in to try and get the damage done, and that is gonna be a big burst yet again. Things are getting cleaned up. These lone Rangers, these lone Marines, as well as few Marauders trying to hold the line, but the drones right now have to back on off. Not the biggest army for both sides, but we continue on. These Banelings trying to get the big bust at the same time. Medivacs though, trying to get the micro into first place. There we go already with the base getting the hit with the mine is gonna get baited and switched there. And here comes the base right now, getting the burst on. The Medivac with all the units will fall. And in the end, I think littlewolf there overstaying his welcome. And he is going to be behind on that worker count after a beautiful hit there somewhere on the map. But it really just goes to show, it feels like it's the transition getting caught out. It's all these units already from the main and the natural getting caught out since there's no more SCVs there. But in the end, you know, Yoger is able to hold, and that is good fear for the Zerg. Little Wolf had a better engagement, had a better push, able to shut things down, but losing those SCVs as well as overcommitting his army, just a little too much to handle for him. Now Yoger is very happy with his position. He has creep threat all the way to a potential expansion here from Little Wolf's side. And something also to note is he has that huge worker lead, so he can get a little more on the income, a little more on the army, and into one big push, he can really go for the fight. At the same time though, still gonna be Little Wolf having double the army count, but something I've noticed here from Little Wolf, he doesn't really save his infantry with the medevacs, unfortunately. They're always out of position, they're always lagging on behind, and for Little Wolf, that is a key difference to making sure that your units stay alive against the Baneling Nest itself. But in any case, it's still gonna be Little Wolf right now trying to extend his reaches, push on forward. Baneling so trying to roll on in. There we go with the speed. With the mines doing all they can. It's beautiful to see. And that is gonna be Banelings getting chunked up yet again. It really goes to show what AoE is all about. And now the tides do turn back in favor of Little Wolf. It really is just all about surviving. And Yoger to be backing on out with all these drones except these 6 who will stay behind and make sure that people are gonna be paying attention. So very interesting there for Yoger, because he has 55 workers on this space. It seems like his saturation point has been met. I'd love to see him go on the north side though, as well as the lower angle, but at least he's saving all these workers as much as possible. Now, I don't think that Little Wolf knows how many drones exactly are there, because if he just sees this number, he would really be looking for this kill as quick as can be. In any case though, creep drones have been cleaned up, and finally, Little Wolf is able to expand past this. We are already almost at the 20-minute mark, and this is only the first game, ladies and gentlemen. There is no stopping whatsoever. Here we go yet again, our Terran surviving every single onslaught, and Yoger is doing the best he can all throughout. This is very exhausting, not just for me, but honestly for Yoger as well as Little Wolf. They've been having the same engagement every single time. They've been backing off in similar ways, and by this point, they have gotten every upgrade that they needed for their composition. Now, what is even next by this point? Ooh, Banelings coming in from the burrow. I love it. That is actually very cheeky. And if Yoger basically sets up his own quote-unquote Widow Mines, I'd say that can make a big difference coming into this one. High ground though, they want to go for the siege here for Little Wolf. Banelings though onto the east side, might be going for a double-pronged attack. Still low in the meantime. Circling run on by Yoger, maybe trying to get in position, but will get bent by the Marines already. Here comes the bulk of the army trying to get position on. But oh my god, 20 workers have gone down from that one Widow Mine. What a drop from this medevac! And immediately everything getting blown to bits. That is absolutely huge. And Little Wolf right now in the lead. I honestly thought he's the one who get to get bust on. 5 FCVs have gone down. But surprise, surprise! What a shot there from Little Wolf. Yoger cannot do anything but go for the attack instead. And again, Widow Mines are the MVP of this. Double the army count, even on the workers. Yoger is bleeding like crazy. He has no more gas, and this is all she wrote here. Yoger cannot do anything by this point in time because this is gonna be Little Wolf reinforcing as much as he can. Only thing our Zerg can do by this point is build those links, but oh my god, I am just shocked by how effective that Widow Mine drop was, and that's what I was talking about. As soon as Little Wolf realizes how many drones are there, that should have been the show, but here comes a good concave so far from Yoger trying to get in position. The Zergs push on forward yet again, and here we go with the Ultras taking the front line. This should be a good cleanup, and they're really leading them into the low ground instead, into the nasty waste, into the sands, and what a stutter step here from Little Wolf, cleaning everything up. And is this game set and match? I think so. By this point, there's no army whatsoever, there's no more income. It is gonna be the Overseer backing on off, and by this point in time, I think Yoger is basically trying to realize, okay, how did I lose that? How did I just get felled there? And even though Yoger got some really good surrounds on a number of engagements, it's just Little Wolf making sure that he had the advantage off creep as much as possible. Also something to note for Yoger, it feels like he just wasn't really expanding on the safer sides. There is so much space on the map he can go for, and he's playing the aggression, and he still left all those drones on the most aggressive base. That is just Little Wolf going for the punish instead. Highly unfortunate, since Yoger didn't go for the transition at the right time, and right now Little Wolf is going for the punish instead. The fight isn't over yet, but it's looking very astronomically hard here for Yoger, to say the least. 32 army versus 100. He really needs to make these banelings count in the first place. Still gonna get caught out in the open. I really feel for Yoger. He had like 50 workers there. If only he transitioned them to the north side base, even though there's no hatchery, he could have just decided to go for long range mining, because that is just gonna do nothing. When you have too many workers, it's just gonna be so inefficient. And a little slip up there, allowing littlewolf to just claw back his way to the lead. It really was just a different dynamic. Economy for the Zerg, army for the Terran. But now it is all Terran, all good in the hood, doing all they can. 10 more drones have gone down. Here we go with the mines again, getting in position. What a drop play so far here from littlewolf. And he's just trying to do all he can in the first place. In the meantime, the Zerg is going to be hiding onto the inside, looking to make sure that they can pop out and get the damage done again. With the mines though, still in position. There we go with the scanning, getting rid of some creep tumors. Apparently this game is not over yet. Even though Yoger is in a very bad hole, he still feels like that he can try to win things out. And what a match this has been so far. There has been no stopping whatsoever. How will this unfold though? Who will have the later game? And in StarCraft, it really is just experience being the best teacher for late game scenarios. But here comes littlewolf right now, looking forward to the push on forward. Sees the Zerglings already, gonna get that takedown with the mine still getting baited, and it's gonna be a pretty good smash there. And here comes more and more of that punish. It is gonna be the medevac fully loaded with units getting taken down, but still the numbers in favor of the Terran. The DK 13 SCVs have fallen, but it really goes to show how much action is happening into the front line while all of that is happening into the back itself. All of those units going down, and it is our Terran winning that one out. Littlewolf with what? A 23-minute victory. That is a great game. That game went all the way and then some. And in the end, it was just those drops making that game as amazing as it could. Whew. I am tuckered out. What a match that was, but littlewolf will be our first victor and he will take that one by storm. Very, very well played to say the least, and we are going to be getting straight into the next one, which is very amazing to really show the endurance of all our players, that they are really keeping things up as much as possible, even after a very exhausting game right there. StarCraft really is just one of those games that are so amazing, and when you see a player try to do all they can in terms of APM, to do all those actions, it is just breathtaking to see how far these games can go on. So need to take a little bit of a breather, but littlewolf able to take care of business on Eternal Empire, and Pillars of Gold gonna be next on the list. We're waiting on for littlewolf to confirm his ready. I feel like he's just shaking right now after a victory like that. But you can't be too excited after winning or losing. There is no time like the present, and there is no time left. It is a best of 5, so littlewolf still needs to win 4 more. I have 2 more rather, and I actually wouldn't be surprised to see like 20-minute games again coming into this set. Pillars of Gold, similar to Eternal Empire, lots of potential to go for expansions, lots of potential though to the high ground to really defend. So I wouldn't be surprised here if we do see our Terran player get some more direct, straightforward drops coming into this one. But it is now time to get into the game. It is a 1-0 lead here for littlewolf. Let's move into the next match. Okay, here we go. Get some stretching, some vocal warm-ups, and let's move into the next bout. Introducing first, on the southwest corridor, it is our blue Zerg losing in a heartbreaking fashion, Yoger. And his opponent, here on the top right, the man with a plan on the tug of war, always playing, saying, I'm not stepping on that creep, I ain't afraid of no Zerg. It is our red Terran player and said, littlewolf. So, that was the game in map number 1. In all honesty, it really could have gone either way. Where the punish really came was when littlewolf caught out all those drones and kind of made Yoger his stepping stone. But it was a really good push there from littlewolf as soon as he was able to get a good chunk of the army, pushed on forward into the low ground base, gets into the third base scenario, but he kind of stayed on a little too long. It really was just an advantage on both sides, but when one side got both of the advantages in the first place, that is where the difference really happens. But in any case, we are going to be going now into our next game. It is going to be a Reaper time here from littlewolf on the other side. What's going to be planned here for Yoger? Already going for that hatchery to say the least. Also going to be going for that full hatchery first to play that macro game. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Yoger do the same thing yet again. This is still a best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. So we are not done yet, that's for sure. We are going to be here for the long haul, especially both of our players are able to get 2 apiece. And well, strap yourselves in. We are going to be getting into a next match. I, for one, got a good jug of water. I also have a blanket over me because I feel like this match might go the long haul. But for the time being, we are going to be getting our defensive marine after the Reaper. It seems like here for littlewolf, he's going to be still sticking to the standards and going to be setting up that bunker very soon. Factory going to be into play as well as the second refinery is coming our way. And on the other side, it's going to be that lone extractor to allow the metabolic boost to happen. Interesting enough though, he still keeps 2 of those drones getting some gas. Will we see some Bailing Nest play later on into the nights? Still, Reaper harassment going to be in the cards, and well, can Yoger actually get one back? That's going to be the real question here. It is going to be all about these links so far. So let's talk about the map real quick. Here on Pillars of Gold, usually the expansion is onto the downward space. But you can stay on the high ground if you want to play the aggressor. It's like a launch pad in a way. It's like a place to really bring in your units from. And in a scenario like this, it is going to be high time for the Orbital Command to be researched up and allow these satellites to drop down those mules as quick as can be. In any case though, 2 base starport again. 1-1-1 setup here from the Terran. Interesting enough though, no bunker this time after getting the scout on and realizing that he doesn't feel like Yoger's gonna be doing anything whatsoever in terms of the aggro. So we instead getting hampered by the Reaper, and overall it is gonna be high time for the Terran to do all they can to put in the pressure. So twin Hellions into play. Wouldn't be surprised if we also get a medevac alongside all of this. That's gonna be the plan here for the starport. Will it just be the run by from the Hellions, or will he actually decide to go for the harassment overall? So it isn't gonna be the medevac. It seems like littlewolf was thinking about it, but decides to go for the Viking instead. Anti-air capabilities to get rid of these overlords as much as possible, especially as Yoger has already gotten that carapace speed. On the other side though, these Hellions right now trying to go for the precision. It's 4 of them rolling on in at the speed of, well, how cars go fast. Well, it's time to get them into their position, trying to hamper this upcoming third base. But Yoger doesn't care. He has these queens already in position. Really good creep stretch so far has been very important for many Zerg players to make sure that their lines are reinforced by the amount of speed that they can bring to the table. On the other side though, Stimpack right now being researched. See what this barracks is going to be up to, as it is going to be a reactor here for the starport, double pumping out either those medevacs or maybe even some Vikings or Liberators, but I really wouldn't be very surprised to see any other option besides those medevacs, because it really feels like in the TVZ when you play Bayou, you commit into it and you really just play to your heart's content and you really play to the best of your abilities. It's like Bayou versus Zerg. It really feels like it's a skill-based matchup. It's how well you can handle your units as much as possible. It's how good you can really make sure that you are getting maximum amounts of damage and maximum amount of survivability. But for Yoger right now, I like the confidence here. Even creeping upward, making sure that he's gonna have a good launch points into the near future. Hellions still doing all they can to try and get the burns, but these queens doesn't really care so far. It's all about making sure that Yoger does fully commit those queens out of the creep. Just looking to really play a little passively in that instance. In any case though, it is lair time here for Yoger. He's looking to build as much as he can. Extractors have popped, and it is going to be the Bailing Nest net again. So it seems like this is going to be the 3 base push with the Mutas as well as the Lynx, but no Spire as of yet. It's going to be coming out later on after the lair. But interesting enough, he is going to be getting earlier upgrades than his opponents, which might mean this might be more of a focus onto the Link composition and try to outmaneuver his enemy as quick as can be before those timings, before those upgrades and all the sustain is in position. Something to note though, you really need that layer tech for this Ling Bane comp, because without that hooks, it is so difficult for Banelings to get any kind of value against Marines, especially if they get their step back ready to go. And speaking of step back, it's already up and running, Metabolic Boost as well as Carapace here for our Zerg player. But now it's high time to get into our fort base already here on Pillars of Gold. In the meantime, it is still going to be littlewolf though, trying to play the aggressor, and he isn't going to be setting up on the low ground, no. He is going to be onto the high ground instead. And something to note here is I'm not really surprised, because one thing, the siege tank can defend a little bit from the high ground. Two, these medevacs, if they load those units in, they can really drop down those units as quick as can be to the closer part of that base. And I really feel in a scenario like this that, especially on the triangular maps where you have these bases that are on high ground, that for the Terran, it really is going to be very advantageous to play a little bit of that drop play. In any case though, a little bit of a hit squad there, but the Queen's fending them off yet again. Still though, it's time for the hooks, it's time even for +2, and Yoger is really committing into this one. He's not gonna do anything else but make these links as strong as possible. And in a scenario where the Marines might get upgraded there, they will be in for a surprise and a shock, because these links can really go for the chase, and when they get surrounded, it's gonna be so potent to say the least. Anyway though, Lair is up and running. We are gonna get our speed upgrade for the Banelings as well, and we are gonna get a flock of mutas right now. Now something to note though, since we do have Yoger getting the earlier upgrades rather than saving that gas for the mutas, he isn't gonna have as many as he might have liked compared to the previous game. But it really goes to show, for Yoger, he wants to play the aggressor. In the meantime, littlewolf already in the lead on the army count. Still pretty even though on both sides, as 4 bases here for Yoger. On the other side, littlewolf is on 3 with Oracle Commands to spare. But +2 right now, it really feels like an arms race here for both sides. I think Yoger has basically spotted the +1/+1, and I think for littlewolf, he's also spotted the +1/+1. So they're just basically reacting, saying, okay, I need to have the advantage. I need to make sure that I will do more damage with my units. And then in a setup like this, climb up that ramp to say the least. High time though for the swarm, and this is gonna be looking very exciting. Can the Zerglings get in position? They don't want to get cooked up though by the Hellions. And again, Yoger just getting push pulled one more time. Really goes to show, when you do get put the handle on these creep tumors and you play off creep like that, you can kind of bait out your Zerg to overcommit in the first place. On the other side though, Berlin Claw's gonna be in the cards. Has been a really crucial upgrade there for our Terran to win out that previous map on Eternal Empire. This lone Zergling trying to get damage against this SCV, it's not gonna happen. In the meantime, it's gonna be a big swarm of them in the prairie. And speaking of the swarm right now, it's gonna be a flock of mutas trying to get in position, trying to push and pull again against the missile turret. Not at the same time, it's gonna be engagement here. Bane is right now trying to roll on him, looking to get in position. Still though, these Bane's gonna get caught out in the open. And it is going to be interception here from the Hellions to begin with. Looking for the cleanup, looking for the cook. And it really feels like it is going to be littlewolf right now in position. But as I say that, Phoenix right now getting the bust on. And these Sage Tanks going to get caught out in the crossfire. They will just get sacrificed for the greater good. And this is Yoger right now with overwhelming odds in his favor. Going for the chase down, looking for the takedown. And all he needs to do right now is make sure he doesn't overextend and gets rid of those Siege Tanks as quick as can be. Very cost-effective there from Yoger. He was just able to find the surround, find the push, and that is just highly unfortunate there. High ground going in favor of the Zerglings as well as the swarm itself. And now it is time for the interception yet again. Siege Tank right now looking to get in position with the siege mode. This will slow things down, honestly, in the relocation. And this is going to be really good here as the third base right now will get hampered instead. These SCVs getting torn asunder yet again. Some of them are quite low. Roly-poly-oly's trying to get in position. There we go with the splits already, sacrificing for the greater good. But it still isn't going to be enough. The SCVs are falling apart. +2/+2 is online. But this is looking too much to handle here for littlewolf. Yoger with just too many units right now so far. Better upgrades for the time being. It seems like though they have evened on up into this regard, but it really feels that since the Zerg got these upgrades at the right moment, they're tanky enough to mitigate that damage from the Marines, and they are basically able to push onto those crucial mineral lines. What a push there from Yoger, baiting out that siege tank to go into siege mode and allowing himself to go on through to that expansion instead. So the third base there of littlewolf did go down. In the meantime, it is going to be him trying to set up that fort with the Planetary Fortress. This might come for a surprise here for Yoger. Two-prong attack potentially in the cards. We have the Mutals on the east side, as well as we have the Lings and the Banes ready to go on the west. Now, Distraction is going to be into the cards. There we go with the Widowmine will get spotted out by the Overseer. And the Banelings try to roll on in yet again. Can they actually chase after the Marines? Here we go right now with a little bit of the reaction. And so far, so good though for Yoger. It's going to be the first wave there on the east side, but onto the west we go instead. Planetary Fortress though can be left alone for quite a while, but not too long. Swarm right now getting this round. These are the Lings really chewing that one up, and the Banelings decided. Pop goes the Weasel, and that's Pop onto that command center. So another crippling blow here from Yoger, attacking two bases at once. Very well executed in terms of that strategy, really timing it out in a way, and GG is called. Yoger is able to even that one up, and thank God that wasn't as long as the previous game. So we are all tied up here, and just the upgrade game there from Yoger, allowing him to basically get the advantage and good positioning from the high ground, making a key difference. So that was really good from our Zerg. Learning from his mistakes, it really goes to show that how even that first map was. And we are waiting on right now to get into game number 3. But Pillars of Gold, one out by Yoger. We are all tied up between our Terran and our Zerg. And there you go, it seems like we have gotten the lobby link and we are getting set and ready. Our third map right here right now will be another macro-based map, which is really interesting to see. And it is gonna be from the deserts, moving on into a completely different climate. Some people call it ice cream, and I call it ice and chrome. So here we go guys, Ice and Chrome LE gonna be our third map in this set. And we are going to be getting into the game already. My fellow co-casters are set up. They're looking to enjoy their own streams as well. But in the meantime, right here, right now, we'll see how this is all going to pan out to begin with. Terran versus Zerg. Looking to get in position for another fight, for another volley. We are all tied up one piece between our two players. Who will be the one moving on? We've already seen Yoger go to a game 5 in the qualifying match, unfortunately losing out in the first qualifiers. This time he's hungry for success, hungry for victory, but the only thing stopping him has to be Little Wolf. Let's move on to the game, and let's move into Ice and Chrome. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we go yet again! Another bout, another game, another battle between our two opponents. Now, the thing to note is we are not what do you say, not the host of this channel. We are not the host of the lobby, so we just go with whatever we get. We just make sure that we're not really interluding with the language barrier. And introducing first, here on the top right, is gonna be our blue Zerg, Yoger. What a comeback though on that first game. Really showing his stuff to begin with. And this goes to show this guy is not gonna be just lying down and taking a defeat. Already going for the hatchery first, but introducing next on his opponent's side. Here at the bottom left of Ice and Chrome is going to be our Red Terran instead, Little Wolf. Big shoutouts to everyone in the chat, including the English-speaking audience, as well as the Taiwanese fans, and everyone else who speaks the language there. All the fans of the region just coming together as one. And here we go right here, right now. Yoger gonna be looking for a little bit of a scout there with that drone spawning pool gonna be into play. We'll also go for the extractor to get an earlier metabolic boost. This just once a time, that speed is just so instrumental in a matchup like this. Well, we'll see if this is enough to say the least. Reaper rather here from Little Wolf. Gonna be into the cards very soon. In the meantime, I'm just keeping an eye out for my little kitty cats as, yeah, the SCVs right now. Even building up that wall. Second command center already being built here for Little Wolf, so it really feels like it's the same kind of game again. But there are some composition changes that we do notice from both of our players. Maybe we'll have a little bit of variance right now, courtesy of Yoger. But I really feel that he does have a really good handle on that 3-base Ling, Bane, Muta gameplay. And in a setup like this, there we go with the metabolic boost already being researched. So speed kills in so many ways, especially against Bio. It makes a very key difference when you get this round and when the Marines can just laugh at you and run on away. Reaper though already with the harassment, and this has been a very interesting bout so far. So as we said, this is for the 8th and last slot for the main event in the Taiwan-Hong Kong side. We already have 7 Taiwanese representatives so far, even including this one. Because either way, if Yoger or littlewolf win it, it is going to be our 7th Taiwanese representative. On the other side though, we have one lone guy from Hong Kong, Mr. Gogojoy himself. And hey, you know, the Taiwan-Hong Kong region really making sure that they are having a handle with their own locals, as here comes Yoger right now. Staying on the east side, gonna be expanding a little more forward rather than going to the safer third instead. Nothing about that third though, there's 2 openings. In the meantime though, this is a little further, but at least it is gonna get hampered by the rocks. And I feel like for Yoger, he just needs to make sure that he wants to take the positions we're in. The Marines, the Marauders, whatever kind of units Yoger, his opponent has, are gonna be more in a clump to allow those banelings to get maximum value. On the other side though, it's gonna be starport time, and yeah, 111 is set up. Gonna be looking for a third base as well here from littlewolf. It's something I do want to take off real quick, is littlewolf hasn't really done too much harassment per se. He is gonna go for the Liberator now. Those apparently I have already gotten my wish and more, but it feels like his harassment so far has been last game. There was the Hellions, there was those Widow Mines into the later game, and it was also the Widow Mines onto all about that setup. But more standard air harassment has really been in his cards, so he is gonna be looking to do a little bit different here with the Liberator. So I have gotten my wish. It is some variants here from littlewolf so far. As we said, Hellions, we've seen Widow Mines. This time we are going to see the Liberator to try and get an angle or two. In all honesty, even though the Liberator takes a while to get the shot on, it still packs quite a punch. And especially against Realists, it's kind of reminiscent of the old Valkyrie, but a little weaker. But in all honesty, area denial and harassment on mineral lines are all you can really ask for from an air unit like that. And I do love to see a Liberator flying on around in a matchup like this. In any case though, it is going to be time for these Hellions to get in position again. Looks like we do have littlewolf trying to really find a way to put a little bit of a fire in the heart of his opponent. Already translocating over to the eastern side. Here we go right there. Right now those Zerglings just running on by yet again. And it is going to be high time for the Tech Lab to get that Stimpack upgrade, to say the least. Extracted zone being built here by Yoger. We are going to get more and more of these drones as well. And a very economical state here for both sides, but here comes the punish, here comes the Liberator. 1 kill already from the Lib, trying to give chase, but beautiful movement from the Spore Crawler as well as the Queens, trying to get in position. So 3 drones have fallen. It seems like we do have Gameheart right now set on up. And on the other side, it's going to be high time for these Lynx to give chase against the Hellions. 1 Hellion goes down, is really efficient there from the side of Yoger. Every single pick that a Zergling actually gets against a Hellion makes a big difference, so really well played there from Yoger so far, using that creep for as much as possible to move around the map. Creeps right now getting in the way. And so far so good on the defense here of the Zerg player. He has really beaten back his opponent, even catching out the Liberator on the corner of the map. In any case though, it's time for 3 bases here for our Terran. He's realized that Yoger is already going for the fort, and he cannot be afforded to be this behind. If his attacks, if his harassment doesn't work out whatsoever, he needs to go for expansions and need to get them as quick as can be. But Yoger is kind of pulling on away, 58 to I believe around 49 workers right now, 22 to 26 army, so not a substantial advantage there for littlewolf to say the least. He's going for the +1s, he's going for the combat shield. On the other side though, it is going to be the Zerglings looking to get a swarm on yet again, and it is going to be Yoger right now having all these 4 bases to set up more and more of this production. Now what is the plan here? It is going to be the +1 gameplay again for Yoger. He has realized that if he keeps up with the upgrades, he can eventually just outmaneuver his opponent because he just has a better economy all throughout. In the end though, it is going to be high time now for these Hellions to climb on upward, trying to get in position, but it just doesn't pan out. +1 though from our Terran going to be coming up soon. It really felt like littlewolf wanted to go for a little bit of push there, but can't really do anything against the unit composition there from the Zerg side. Really goes to show any timing attack that has been hampered early will kind of just fall apart at the seams. As here we go already with a drop. Medivacs trying to move on over to the main side. And well, again, you know, we can't really do anything about any of the lobby stuff because we're not the ones handling it. But in any case, the Marines moving over to the east again. Drop on this El Naga tower. We get a little bit of that vision. And overall, it really feels like for littlewolf, he just trying to find an opportunity somewhere. but Yoger is just so in position everywhere across the map to really hamper any kind of movement here from our turn side. In any case though, +2 right now, next on the cards, and there we go with the Spire again from Yoger. Now, as I mentioned before, the fact of the matter, beautiful load this time from littlewolf. So he's learned from his game number 1, and he's saving these units. But as I was saying, this time, it really is going to be the same case from map number 2. When he's going for earlier upgrades, that means he's going to be getting less of those mutas compared to, well, not getting those upgrades, but has made a big difference. So really agree with the approach Yoger is doing right now. On the other side though, +2/+2 warfare here from littlewolf as well. And what is going to be next on the list? We're getting some tech labs. It's going to be on to the factory. It's anticipating maybe these mutas to fly into the air. Still though, it is going to be high time right now for the medevacs to get a drop on, and it is going to be cleanup crew here. Not really doing too much in the scheme of things per se, but just making sure the active creep trimmers are getting hurt will force out these queens, 1, out of position, and 2, to drop that energy onto these glowing worms instead. In any case though, it is gonna be time right now to move on forward. Not the lobby. I'm not the lobby, but I think we do have game heart too, so don't worry about all of this. Anyway, with the mind right now, looking forward to setup again. Here we go with the Link still trying to push on forward, and that is going to be high time to get another shot on. Baneling though does get a good burst, but beyond all that, Yoger is going to hang him back in the first place. Now this can allow our Terra to clean up the act and clean up the ground. Still for our blue Zerg, going to be hanging on back behind that hatchery. Here comes the mutas right now, trying to get a little bit of that poke damage, but this just isn't going to be enough in the first place. Baneling's right now trying to go for the push, maybe? No, it's just chilling for the time being. And it's very different from our second game. This is littlewolf right now, doing all he can to play the aggressor. He stopped playing the worker count. He's just really committing on the army. And this is gonna be 68 versus 82, but then it's 113 to 89. So can littlewolf get the value here? That's the real question. Can he get the push that he's looking for to really put a decisive blow against Yoger and his antics? Although more and more creep thread right now, it's gonna be a base on the low ground, and here on Ice and Chrome, really goes to show that you can have a very safe expansion there onto the low ground per se, but it really just needs to have more and more of that creep. And in an instance like this, it really feels a little closer to home, but right here, right now, that wouldn't mind gonna get popped up immediately. +2 though, gonna be going online very soon, but it's still very confident here for Yoger, because he has his own +2/+2 set up. Baneling's right now trying to get down through again, +1 right now from the mutas, as well as even more flyers coming into the air. And this might be looking really dicey here for littlewolf. If Yoger decides to go for the attack from the other side, it is going to be a beautiful concave in again. It is going to be high time to go for even more and more. Baneling's going to be pushing on forward, getting a big burst overall. And these infantry are getting torn asunder one more time. But still, it's not big enough here from Yoger. He has to back on off. He has another cycle of Banelings ready to go. And he's going to be using these queens to potentially buy some time. Raw, they're going to be into the forefront. These mutas trying to get the poke on. And here we go again with the roly-poly ollies trying to roll on around. Damage being done from both sides. Reminiscent of Eternal Empire. But still, it is going to be Yoger holding the line for the time being, as littlewolf cannot really commit anymore with his forces. Bit of mind even going to get caught there. And well. It's still anyone's game. Yoger able to survive as much as possible, and as we said, I think we do have game art already, so no worries there. But the number of mutas here for Yoger are approaching critical mass. If he gets even more of this, he might be able to just overrun his opponent with the laborers in the first place. But we've seen him really like to play that ground-based composition before, and he is just looking to really get these links in the first place. Moving on forward again, Banelings right now trying to get on busts. In the meantime though, Widowmine is really stemming that side, and you really see what this is littlewolf is all about. It's a minefield out there in the concrete jungle, and in the meantime, a little bit of a spike there as these medevacs are just looking to get on the way again. Medevacs though with a chase again, and gonna get chased after though by the mutas. Good catch here from Yoger, and everything has been dropped down. There is no survivors from that attack, as these are the Zerg units looking to go for the push onto this new expansion. So what, 4 bases here for littlewolf, as Yoger just has so much good map control. In the meantime though, we already see that wall, but as soon as the Orbital Command gets the left off, that is 14 SCVs going down. I don't think that's the best decision there. He should have let that Orbital Command take a little bit more damage before the SCVs relocated. And those workers gonna get caught in the crossfire. Highly unfortunate there for littlewolf. Yoger right now Overwhelming odds in his favor, pushing on forward, really trying to get rid and seize the means of production so far, doing all the damage he can as much as possible. And well, this is so good for our Zerg player. He had an astronomical lead with the income, and he is doing all he can to be as efficient as can be into this set. And he has infiltrated. GG is called. Yoger right now 1 map win away from being our last qualifier. Another good game, but this time you could really see who had the advantage. Yoger just keeping up with his economy, keeping up with the upgrades again, and it seems like he has found his stride against the antics of that Marine bio push. So kudos there to Yoger, figuring things out very early. And if littlewolf doesn't change things up or executes a little better, I don't think we are going to be getting a 5th game so far. But hey, map number 4 right now, Yoger feeling very confident. It seems like we are going to be going for a more aggressive map. We are going to be going into a acceleration zone kind of field. And in all honesty, one of my newest favorites in our map pool. It's really fun to see how these actions go on, see how these clashes actually pan out. And well, we are going to be going into our next map, which will be Deathaura LE. So Yoger already taking care of business on the 2 macro map, but here on Deathaura, it might be high time for littlewolf to try and get a little more aggression in the first place. He tried to do so there on Ice and Chrome, but the fact of the matter, Yoger taking too much of the map already, doing all he can and more. Everything was just basically dying there, to say the least, and it is now time to see if it is gonna be our last map of the night. Yoger is on match points, and we will find out if this is gonna be a victory here for the Zerg. Let's move into the game, and we are on map number 4. Okay, sorry about that, a little bit of an error, but there you go, now it's time. Transitions are hard, guys, but here we go, guys. Sorry about that. I was like, huh? What's happening? What's happening? We're seesawing as much as possible, and it is now time to get into map 4. Introducing first on the southeast. I'm just laughing about myself, honestly. It is our blue Zerg, Yoger. And on the top left, a little more difficult, so to pronounce his name, but we'll go with his English registration. It is our red Terran littlewolf. And you know, guys, production has its cost. When you have a fancy-ass transition, you have to wait it out. You have to wait it out, like, okay, why are we going back to me? Why are we not going to the game? Why is it still not working? And eventually you just have to be patient. Patience is a virtue. And yeah, that was a little bit of an oopsie there. I hope you guys were amused by that, but here we go yet again. No times for jokes, because this is a decider here. Can Yoger win this one out 3-1, or will littlewolf be able to basically even things up and make it a 2-2 scoreline? We'll find out very soon, as this kitty cat has fallen asleep on my lap, as it is going to be the Overlord getting a scout on. Of course, we do get that macro base composition here from Yoger. He has shown that he's so effective with huge numbers of units. Really going to show that Eternal Empire there, just getting caught in such bad scenarios, comparing it there to Pillars of Gold and Ice and Chrome, where he was just able to dominate, take the lead, and understand a little better to deal with the matchup in the first place. So what is the plan here for our Terran? He knows he has been hampered not just once but twice in similar ways. First one, he's a little more passive, trying to play the macro game against the Zerg, fell. Second time, played the aggression, got caught out by the Zerg, fell. So what is the plan here? What is gonna be the show, and what is gonna be the way to go for littlewolf, to say the least? You're invited to 2-minute mark already. We are gonna get expansions. Reaper, of course, trying to get harassment on. No kills whatsoever. Just trying to juke out these links as much as possible. And one more shot gets rid of that one scout. Good stuff there from the Reaper so far. Overall, though, this Overlord even getting shot down by the Marine. As I noticed though, on that Aura LE, it's a little difficult to actually get that Overlord scout because it's gonna get spotted pretty easily. Is there even a spot for the Overlord, to say the least? Is this acceptable? I don't think so. So just against Terran, you're not really gonna get able to get the information that you're looking for, to say the least. In any case though, going for the scout, sees the third base, I believe. Did littlewolf see that? Yes, he does. So very greedy here from Yoger. He knows that Little Wolf isn't gonna be really doing anything else but looking for a little bit of bad macro. We haven't seen him really go for a commitment on a very aggressive push. And in all honesty, Yoger is just so confident right now. He's going for the creep threat to make sure he can defend those bases against Hellions. And in a steamroll kind of way, if he snowballs from this, he can just win in the same ways he's won on the second and the third map. Anyway though, it's time for the SCVs to go back to work. Metabolic Boost is almost online here. And it is going to be step back immediately here from our Terran player just to make sure that he can go for a little bit more damage as well as mobility if need be. But really is still all about making sure you don't get surrounded by those links too. Because Yoger right now going to be those queens in the forefront and just defending this third base as much as possible. Shades of the previous game, and if this is really going to be Yoger's way to win, he will just win out with multiple bases to say the least. Something to note though here on Deathaura, after those first 4 bases, the 5th one is kinda a distance away from either side. Here on the southwest, it is basically another little cavern here. And then you move over to the high ground. Onto the east side, you go to the high ground there, but that plateau is very contestable by your opponent. So if Yoger is expecting an easier time similar to Icenchrome as well as Pillars of Gold, he might be in for a reckoning instead. Man Center though being built, so it is gonna be our Terran player walling himself in to potentially get him a third Viking though to just really get rid of these overlords, and this is basically make sure that Yoger is spending that minerals onto those supplies rather than as hatcheries. It's a pesky play here from our Terran so far. He's just making sure that he puts Yoger on his toes. He's just making sure that he can actually keep up with the economy, because he has proven that with superior numbers he can really come out ahead if he gets the micro on correctly. In any case though, as we said guys, this is map number 4 and we are going to be getting that +1/+1 so far between Yoger and the other side of the Little. He's looking to get that engineering base up and running, double pumping that one out, but since Evo Chamber is a lot quicker to build as well as a lot cheaper, then it's an easy time here for Yoger to get the upgrade tab in his favor. And you can see he's just very focused on this. Since he knows there's no aggression coming his way, he stays basically on, Zerglings. And then he gets the Baneling Nest after the Evo Chamber, which is really interesting. Liberator though going for the harassment. I do like the fact that Little Wolf has responded to it with the Liberator itself, but it still hasn't been enough so far. This Queen though quite low. Where is the anti-air? And oh, Yoger maybe gonna get caught a little too greedy into this one. But finally the Queen does get in position. There we go with Liberation Zone. 9 HP here from this Lib. It survives, but hey, this one transition of a new Queen should be enough to get that takedown. And Liberator get one more kill? Not gonna happen. 2 drones did go down, so it does slow down the mind there from Yoger, preventing even more of those units, but overall it's still not gonna be enough. But hey, Little Wolf is not worried whatsoever. He wants to make sure that he can really keep up on that basis. As we said, he has his third base up and running. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go for the fourth as soon as he notices his hatchery is online. But he still has to be very, very careful. Hellions now gonna be onto the high ground again. Carapace and really +1 looking to come our way. And these are the creep streamers right now, spreading as much as possible. Yoger though gonna be still staying on. Baneling's gonna be rolling on in as well, just walking around. No speed as of yet for late, but at least the lair is up and running. And I'm just waiting on for the spy right now to see if Yoger is gonna be completing that trifecta. In any case though, I like how Yoger is prioritizing the +2 Carapace over the +2 attack. It really goes to show he respects the number of units his opponent has, and this does allow these Banelings to survive a little longer than usual. But this Viking has gotten a lot of impact. Has really got 2 kills on the Overlords, putting Yoger in the supply box scenario. And in the meantime, as these rocks are getting broken down by the Zerg, the Queen gonna get caught out of position off the creep. There we go, the scan to really just punish all the energy used in the first place. So it seems like though for Yoger, he wants to expand to a westward side. Spire gonna be into play already, and we're getting more and more of these links as well as upgrades on the board. With Gust of Shell though into the play, it's still a very marine-based composition though here from our Terran player. And it is gonna be a potential drop to go with these medevacs to say the least. With the Mind's gonna be good for the defense. +1 right now on the Terran, gonna be up and running very, very soon, and there you go. But as I say that, it is still gonna be Little Wolf staying on the west side. Here we go again though, with the medevacs looking to rotate over to the east instead. What can Yoger do in this instance? Can he actually defend this against the drop play? It is gonna be really good high ground dynamics right now on that Aura Elite, but as I say that, Apparently, littlewolf taking a little bit of break. Wants to wait out that concussive shell for the time being, even though there are no marauders in this set. Doesn't really want to push as of yet, he's just making sure that his macro is on point and goes for that 4th base. But he does need to make sure that Juggling is going to be going down very soon to get out of the way. Burrow tech though from Yoger. I love seeing his antics early on. But it's very interesting to see some Baneling bombs in the ground. Maybe, just maybe, it will be a little bit akin to the Widowmine to say the least. Now, since Yoger has been stifled on the west side, he's gonna go to the east instead. Oh my god, the Widowmine getting 18 kills there. And that is just gonna be an arm cycle waiting to happen yet again. What's a play so far? And this is gonna be time for Yoger though to get the disruption into this one. The cats come home. Zelda Burrow is gonna be online. Grand Carapace +2 also in the cards. And well, Yoger is close to getting to the 200 mark. Will this become a big brawl? Because it is going to be our Terran doing the same. Is this going to be one clash to say goodbye to the Taiwan Hong Kong qualifiers? We're going to be finding out very soon. As it is high time to get to the high ground. Creep spread though is only on the southeast. So for Yoger, he doesn't really want to be playing off that. Drilling Claw is going to be coming online very soon as well. +2 though has only started here for our Terran. And in all honesty, I feel like Yoger might have the advantage here. He's trying to get in position to go for the surround, to go for the swarm. Using this high ground as well, also dropping down these Banelings. And oh, is this gonna be a bait and switch? That's gonna be the real question here. These medevacs still staying on. Here we go right now with the Mutas though, trying to get harassment and really stifling this base. Sensor tower now the target, that will be the takedown there, and Yoger, apparently even inside the radar, gonna be able to catch his opponent out unaware. Medevac though on the northeast side already. Here we go with the scan to try and get catch on. Marines really looking to go for the push. And something to note here on Deathaura, they can actually go use those acceleration zones to really give chase to these Mutas as much as possible. In any case though, good play there from Yoger, and here we go yet again. Still, the Mutas using those acceleration zones as well to get on through. And what is the plan here with this medevac? It has 3 of these Widow Mines in position. I can't wait to see what kind of big bomb it can actually lead into. So we'll follow it for just a bit. We'll see how far it can really go so far. On the eastern side, might be able to drop onto this expansion base. And there we go with the Burrow already. Since Real Claws are available, you can see that arm time so quick. And the Widowmine will be able to survive for the time being. Second drop now gonna be into play. It is here and now what littlewolf wants to go for the harassment. But this time though, it's Yoger with the proper reaction. Behind all of this though, it's time for the push. Will littlewolf catch out Yoger unaware? Seems like it's not the case. Where is the medevac right now? Staying on the east side. These Widow Mines are still there. And +2 now gonna be going online. So is this the timing that our Terran has been looking for? Is this gonna be the show right here, right now? More Banelings though being morphed on in. Hatchery also onto the southwest side. But here and now, yet again, it's infiltration onto that 3rd base. These Lynx going over to the high ground. Really able to just translocate themselves onto the other side. Running all the way though for some reason. Looking to just regroup in the middle of the map instead. Interesting baiting there from Yoger. This is taking a little bit of damage overall. Supply block though on the side of littlewolf this time as he lost a few supply depots there. And it is going to be high time for Hive Tech +3. Going to be going online very soon. It is also time for the adrenal glands. And the research has just started, but you can really see for Yoger, he's trying to pull ahead with that tech. And with Zerglings getting that extra attack speed, it makes a key difference because it's so scary to see those things really chew on your carcasses. Anyway, fight is not over yet. Wouldn't be surprised though. It's something that really interests me is Yoger doesn't really just wants to commit as much as possible with the big army. No 9 display whatsoever, even though you don't really see it too much in a scenario like this. But hey, it is going to be high time again for the drop play here from our Terran player. Wants to go for the medevacs onto the east side. Starting to low, we'll get the scout just a little bit. And these are going to be the rocks right now getting broken down. But what is that? What did I just see? Okay. I kinda would have really commended littlewolf if we actually went for something like that, but it is gonna be personal cloaking there on some ghosts, which is really interesting. So he wants to play some ghosts, and I think he's going for a nuke sometime soon. There we go though with the Banelings trying to push on forward. This planetary fortress already getting hurt and getting hampered to say the least. That's a big cleanup there from the Zerg player, but in the meantime, here's going to be the drop from the Marines instead. Looking for a little bit of a hit squad, but here comes the Zerglings again, trying to get the push on over one more time. Damage being done already. These are the medevacs flying on out. On the other side though, this 3rd base has been hampered yet again. The SCVs are gone, basically saved, I believe, by that movement. It really goes to show just how the close this map is. It's so easy for the Zerg to infiltrate coming in from the high ground. big difference maker. And here we go. It's ghost time for our Terran. Which is really interesting. Now, usually when you play Ghost, you want to go for EMP against Protoss, but against Zerg, maybe a few snipes here and there to get some damage done. A little cloak action as well. And I really think actually this might be a new coming our way. Will this be Little Wolf sprinkling a little bit of style in this substance? As it is now time for clustering to come very soon for a Zerg player. The Bailey's still getting some value, and they will get a good bust on. Because on the west side, here we go again, just getting some big bursts overall, but the Planetary Fortress getting some shots down. And the Ghost Cloak is ready to go, but Ultras are into the field. And what is going to be the plan here? Did we go for some sides onto some big units like the Ultras, like those Bailings if need be, and even the Mutas? But it's looking a little too overwhelming so far as Yoger is taking so much map control in this set. Everywhere and anywhere, this Zerg has creeped on forward. Look at that map. Look at it. And oh, hey, Ultra is stuck. Poor Ultras. But look at that map. How much creep spread is there? I believe that's around 2/3 of the map already covered in creep by Yoger. He has played this to absolute perfection in terms of that creep spread, to say the least. And in a scenario like that, it is going to be the medevac right now, looking to do all he can and more, but there is no escape from the Mutas. Here we go right now, confidence even off free. Bailing's getting the bust on onto the east side, but it might get a big burst, but still the Bailing's able to roll on in yet again. Everything is going crazy here. Ghost right now gonna get caught out, and this might be the beginning of the end of the chances of Little Wolf. He surprised Yoger on Eternal Empire, but overall, in the past 3 maps, it has been Yoger's show. All about that macro, all about getting that 200 mark. The Ghost though, going for the snipes against those Mutas, but it still isn't enough. Look at that army count again. This Widowmine though has been so messy, and Yoger has had enough. Drop the Baneling there, make sure it is gone, obliterated from the face of the earth. But something to note though, even though we already have our Terran only on 4 bases, they're kinda even on the work count, but it really goes to show that for our Zerg, that big army lead by 40, really making a key difference here. But yeah, Ghost even added on, still the snipes getting some value against the Mutas, that's for sure, but unfortunately, against some of these smaller units, it isn't gonna be enough DPS to say the least, and these things are quite costly. I think for Little Wolf right now, he's just trying to find a way to actually use those, use that gas in the same way, but I really would love to see him play Siege Tanks instead, something to really allow him to defend, and maybe a little bit of that Hellion action as well to make sure everything is fine and dandy. But here we go again, it's gonna be the Microform coming our way, doing all the damage that he can in the first place, going over to the high ground right now. Yoger just looking to take control as much as possible. SCVs are going down left, right, and center, and this is gonna be a big bolt really penetrating into this space. Ramp warfare, and onto the other side, another big burst! These Banelings are obliterating everything they can, and every single time a Baneling pops, that's one more chance of Little Wolf going down to make it to the main event. Now, will this be enough though? That's gonna be the real question. Can Yoger finally get retribution and move into the main event himself? Wants to join the likes of his fellow Taiwanese. And this has been a very exciting Taiwan-Hong Kong qualifier so far, but it is not done yet. Yoger, though, again, really just tearing his opponent limb by limb, doing all he can and more. On to the west side right now, even more map control, even more creep spread, and cashing out these units as much as possible. Here we go, though, yet again. It is going to be the Zerglings right now, going for the push onto the Planetary Fortress, but here comes the Overseer getting catch on Liberators right now into the field, but they can't do anything but watch them die. And this is just these Mutas and these Ultras doing all they can and more. Effective damage so far. Really good stuff here from Yoger. And that is GG. Victory goes to Yoger. He is gonna be our last representative in the Taiwan-Hong Kong scene, and well played to him getting his revenge and moving on after 2 impressive but also unfortunate bouts in the first and second qualifiers. So my cat is trying to get the food there, so excuse me, little cat. Put you down right there. And there you go, guys. A very solid victory from Yoger. He deserved it and more. What's amazing macro from him. And really understanding how to play against the new hotness that is that bio-based composition. So kudos to him in all honesty. Really showing up in so many ways. And that is game, set, and match. 3 victories in the row there from Yoger. Not even gonna get our 4th map whatsoever anymore. Because, well, in the best of 5, you only need to win 3. And that's what our Zerg player has done. Okay, I'll feed you. Shut up. Really wants to get fed. But all I gotta say though real quick is, Yoger with a very impressive victory. His macro has been completely on points. GG, well played. And hey, Yoger 3-1. Little Wolf. That's really it. His macro game on point. Very impressive overall. And I'm glad I was able to give you guys the action, give you guys the broadcast for your favorite Taiwanese players. But it really goes to show there for Yoger, he's just so on with the macro. He really outpriced his opponent in upgrades. He really outmaneuvered him in so many ways, and especially on the macro based maps, it really felt like he would always have the edge in so many ways. But this has been our last Taiwan Hong Kong qualifier, and we have finally gotten our 8. So let's look into the main event. And our qualified players are Hassan Nice invited. We also had Expect and Naxon from qualifier number 2. And then 2 more Zerg, Gogo Joey, Rex from qualifier 1, as well as Sen, as well as Yoger. Very impressive. 4 Zergs, 2 Terrans, 2 Protoses. And that will be occurring, I believe, in 3 days' time in your more official channels. This has been an amazing community broadcast, and I have been having a great day of StarCraft so far. I've been casting StarCraft for around 9 hours already, and I will be looking to help out the admins in the future. But thank you guys for tuning on, and thank you guys for coming into this broadcast. And all I gotta say is GG, well played. Yoger with a very well-deserved victory. I do like that Little Wolf was a big surprise factor there, but in the end, experience is best teacher, and Yoger was a little more hungry than his opponents and able to win it out. Joining Sen as our fellow qualifier here, and it is gonna be time for us to say good night. Thank you guys for checking this stream out. Thank you guys for supporting your favorite players. And hey, it's been great to cast for the Taiwan Hong Kong scene. We'll see if we can do this again into the near future. But if you guys want to get a little bit more about me, you guys can hit that follow, hit that sub. I do cast a lot of different games, shooting games, as well as StarCraft and the like. And hey, I might be able to see you guys in the near future. But this has been Daks here at twitch.tv/DaksPH. You want to check me out on Facebook as well as facebook.com/DaksCast. Those socials are just there. It is going to be time for me to call it night. See you guys into the next one. I can't wait to see what else DreamHack SC2 Masters has in store for us. And this cat, oh, nice one. You know, all I gotta say real quick is I'm glad this cat is home. He's been out for like days. And hey, it's great to be home here in my room, and here in our tournament, and here in SC2. See you guys into the next one. Have a good night.